Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And today we are talking about the Hoka Clifton 9. Holy cow, Meg. Do you know what that means?
Oh, we're almost to 10?
No, it means we've been running in this shoe for like 9 years. We've been running it, and you can see back there, if you can, I don't know if you can, but back there we have the Hoka original, the one.
The OG.
And we've been wearing them ever since then. Megan, you really fell in love when they came out.
I did. I think I raced several marathons in the Clifton 1 and 2. It was the first introduction to the max cushion shoe world, and obviously I fell in love. But here we are with the 9th iteration. And although there has been some not great years throughout
Ups and downs.
Yeah, the Clifton series, this number 9 might be my favorite yet.
Why don't we go over the shoe and you can tell us why you really like the Clifton 9.
You've got a really nice engineered mesh here. I personally love my colorway. They've added a little bit more padding around the heel.
What would you call your colorway, like raspberry yogurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The parfait or something. So like I was saying, they've added a little bit more padding here to the collar and heel. So it's just a little bit more of a plush feeling, especially on step-in. But otherwise, it's a pretty simple, nice upper.
My upper felt pretty good. What I did like about it, again, is you have a nice padded tongue that has the one-sided gusset. I don't know, they're still calling it a gusset.
Yeah.
But it's really just one side that's attached to give you that feeling of lockdown over the foot. I mean, it's comfort.
Yeah.
Like, it does feel good. I have nothing to complain about with this upper.
But it does have a very roomy toe box. I liked it. It worked well for my wide feet, and I didn't actually end up having any issues with it.
It's asymmetrical in the heel collar, so you actually have a higher on the medial side. This lip comes up a little higher, but to accommodate for your ankle bone, this one actually sinks down a little bit, which I didn't really notice that much because it just worked and felt good on the foot.
So moving on to the midsole here, and this is what I think made this shoe that much better from the previous iterations for me. You have this new compressed molded EVA. I don't know exactly what they did here, but it feels much more responsive, much more bouncy.
It's got more resilience.
Yes.
When we talk about these foams, people have been kind of, EVA, it's past its time, it's done. Some of our favorite foams right now are EVA based. Don't count EVA out just yet. New formulations are coming out that work, are making it lighter, bouncier, and more resilient, so it doesn't need to be tossed out. And
this is a prime example of that. You have this molded EVA that it's bouncy, it's light. I felt like when I took it out on the road, it just, you just rolled through the miles and they just felt good.
The Clifton used to be your max cushion, speedier shoe, like you went Bondi for full cushion, but the Clifton was like that middle ground. Now I feel like the Rincon has kind of taken, like, if you want to go a little faster but still have nice cush. And then this one falls into a weird spot because the stack height, Meg, we're getting into shoes now where like 40 millimeters for your cushion shoe is pretty standard. You look at like the More V4 or the Nimbus 25 and the stacks keep getting higher.
So for the men you have 32-27, for the women it's 29-24, so 5 millimeter drop. And like Thomas was saying, not that 40+ millimeter stack height that we're seeing in a lot of these daily trainers. However, I will say it did feel pretty plush and comfortable underfoot.
Some of the times where we've talked about in the past where we felt like Hoka's Clifton was kind of like missing the mark is that you may have had cushion, but it didn't have that like sink and bounce, where this one comes back with the new formulation with a little more of that energetic feel underfoot, not just like a slab of foam.
Yeah, and they did add 3 additional millimeters under the foot, so I don't think we mentioned that. So a tiny bit higher, but still not in those real high stacks.
It's weird because it doesn't look that high now. I guess we've just gotten used to really high stacks.
They did update this outsole geometry here, so it's not a big jump, but I mean, you can see this is the 8 versus the 9 that they have adjusted the rubber.
Where I noticed this has a little more of a lug feel to it. It pops off a little more, so you do kind of get a little more bite, but it's not in a bad way. Like, I feel like you feel the lugs underneath as you go through your stride, but like I said, it's more like a grip feel than a like interfering with your stride feel.
The other thing we have to note is that Hoka came out and said they added stack, but it got lighter. We weighed our shoes. We've got 8 here and 9. they basically went up about half an ounce across the board. So my women's 7.5 used to be 7.5 ounces. Now it's almost 8.
So mine, the 8 was 9.3 ounces. This one comes in an even 10. I'll forgive them because you know why? I mean, I don't want them to write it's lighter when it's not on the sheets, but for the amount of bounce you get off this midsole, I'll take a half ounce. And
Yeah.
it feels more lively, and I didn't really notice the weight that much. 10 ounces right now for something with this kind of cushioning and the roll and this much rubber. This thing's gonna hold up. I think it's okay.
We can't, forget this really plush upper here. So I think it's totally worth it. I'm not upset with a little bit of weight gain. The only other thing that's changed is the price point went up just $5. So what used to be $140, now you can get this for $145.
I really find this shoe was fantastic for daily training. You can go long in it, you can go short in it, you can do whatever you want in this shoe. You're obviously nowadays, when it comes to race day or something like that, you're probably gonna wanna drop a little weight, go a little faster. We've got exciting stuff coming up with the Hoka Rocket X2. Meg, you've already run in that. Can we give a little teaser about how you feel about it?
I'm really excited about it. Like, there's a first thoughts video out there if you want to take a look, but basically they've added a new Piba foam. Hoka's getting with it with the foams this year, so I think it's gonna be an exciting year in 2023.
Yeah. So Meg, anything else you want to cover about the Clifton 9?
Nope, that about does it. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a green light.
So this is back on top for you. Clifton's back in the mix.
This is definitely back in the mix. I find myself wanting to lace this one up on any of my easy runs. So yeah, you're back, Clifton. Welcome.
And 145 right now I feel is like right in the mix of where a daily trainer that's going to last you between 300 and 400, maybe even 500 miles. You can get out of this shoe. We'll see how the foam holds up. I'm sure you're going to get more miles in it, Meg, and you can let us know.
Yep.
All right, so that about does it. Meg, what would you like people to do?
Go ahead and subscribe if you have not. Definitely like this video. Go check us out on Strava, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you can find us.
Yeah, do we have any bloopers today? Because you should usually stick around for the bloopers.
Yeah, today was lame.
I know. I'm sad about it. All right, see you next time. So like that's 3 millimeters. How do you divide 5 by 3? I don't know. It's like 1 point something dollars for every millimeter of extra foam.
Sure.
Okay, we're trying to stay on budget. Anyway, is there anything else we need to cover about the Clifton?
Nope. I think that's it. So
Why don't I try that again?
Why?
Because that way it'll be one little take. Ready to go?
Yeah.